So with this new moon, we do have a triple whammy. What? We do have a triple whammy. What? We've got the sun moving into the season of Aries, Saturn entered Pisces, and we have the spring equinox, and then we have Pluto moving into a new home 3 days later. New beginnings are on the horizon, forward thinking. It kind of feels like the Avengers, bravery, being a hero. It's as if we are on the beginning or being urged to start anew, feeling the energetic shifts. It often feels chaotic on the bridge of anarchy or crisis, with structures being somewhat kind of demolished, maybe a sense of urgency to rebuild it. That too reminds me of the bionic man or the bionic woman, where they can rebuild it to be better, faster. So with the energy of Aries in this new moon, it's an opportunity to see the light at the end of the tunnel, the cosmic highway. It's at a sensitive degree. What does one protect? What are our boundaries? Inshallah and Ashe. Just checking to see if my live is working. But blessings to you. I'm a little late today. It was 3:33, so that's awesome. And today is like the wizardry Wednesday. Where are my wizards? Are you feeling like hibernating, going inward? It's raining today in my little village. But really taking a breath and a pause, a peace for the rain. It's kind of that peaceful, easy feeling, if you will. So while I'm waiting for people to hop on, join us for the live show, or maybe tune into the replay a little later. And again, just climbing into our bodies. So it's a day to be in receivership, an offering of peace, reconciliation, clarity, being aligned with the divine, if you will, balancing our energetic fields with the universe and achieving harmony through the reality of truth, spiritual truths. The key to access this is to be open and just remain open to what you're kind of sensing from the divine, the divine truth. What may that be? What does the universe have divine timing for out in your future? And learning and understanding and maybe coalescing your relationship, your spiritual partnership with the Great Spirit, the oneness, or the divine, whatever word you choose to label that for yourself. But the truth of the divine matter is the pursuit of what feels organic. It's natural. It's easy. That's that peaceful inner feeling. It's the waters. And the moon, the goddess of the night, has moved into the season of structure and limitations, opposing the natural ruler, which is Cancer. So that means it's arrived in Capricorn. So you may feel the opportunity to really open up to the structure of the divine with like this squeaky clean clarity, and really being clear about a future, what that feels like, that futuristic kind of feeling. Lean into it, feel into it. This transformative harmonic, it's a sound that kind of excels our essence out into our fields. So with that, welcome to today's daily snippet. Once again, I am your host. I'm a practicing holistic shaman medium, an otherworldly life coach, and a subtle energetic surgeon, a reflector by design. So I literally follow the gates of the moon through the graphics, which I'm recalibrating. I just want to say that. I do go by the term holistic shaman medium, which is just a choreography of them all. But my intention is to really utilize the indigenous technologies, the elemental realms, the imaginal realm, and our original divine blueprint to navigate our soul's harmonic through all those realms, and quite frankly, a lot more, which are dimensions, portals, gateways, the cosmic highway. There's just a lot out there with offerings, prescriptions, and ritual, the otherworldly kind to really sink the deal, to really add to your juice, the main stage container. Rituals really are food for our soul. They are the origins. That's why I called one of my groups is the rising of the origins. It's our end purpose, which we all have. We all have spidey senses, so that our light shines even brighter. My name is Tonya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room. And if you have yet to subscribe to my channels, please do. YouTube, which I'm kind of choreographing. You can see that there. Tonya D and my Musing with Tonya D podcast. Weekly. I have a weekly show now this year. Spiritual connection, divine connection. The crown center being online during the season of Pisces. It's a more elevated. This is a vision center where we get visions of white, grays, or blacks, different meanings there. But these are prophetic insights. But we also have the Sacral online, which is our feeling sister, our feeling empathy, emotional center, if you will. And our I am presence, which is unique and individual to each and every one of us. It's like our divine thumbprint, actually, out into the subtle fields. along with our throat center at this cosmic round table. So with that, let's give a shout out to the new peeps entering the village, the community. I always like to give a voice of acknowledgement and validation to new members to my tribe or my show, my new friends and guests that are arriving, and a gratitude for those of you that do refer them. I appreciate that. Both sides of the topsy-turvettes there. And of course, those of you that have been part of my journey since the beginning, it really does take a village, a community, a tribe. That's my intention here. And I always like to be grateful and just wake up with an attitude of gratitude for all the cosmic clutter and the energetic hiccups and the trivial energetic pursuits that are happening, sometimes outside of us, sometimes inside of us. And of course, I like to give a shout out to those that do tune into the replay later. And if you don't mind, of course, hitting the bell button, hitting the white rabbit, the white button. It's a white rabbit. It's a whole story. I should actually just do a whole episode about that. But if you feel that you're in need of a message for your day, that's just another way to pay it forward. Sharing is what that is. It's really about the blessing bowl. You could also find me on other social channels, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram mostly. Remember, I am your otherworldly shamanic reflecting assistant. You truly are your own healer. We're all our own healer. But sometimes we do need an otherworldly life coach assistant to give us a whole different perspective, myself included, by the way, to get us out of our magical way so that our light shines a lot brighter. And the daily snippet, of course, what's this all about? The cosmic insights, the planets. We're really in this shift, literally a shift to transformation. I've been like futuring more than I think I ever have this past week. I'm sure it's Saturn entering Pisces. It really is the Merlin effect happening for me. Absolutely. So by design, I just do follow the energies of the moon, like I said, through the seasons and the gates, different flavors there. And the elementals, the four pillars, I utilize them mostly for health because people need something tangible. We're in this world where the untangible is not real unless we've got a definition or something tangible to label it by. Along with the subtle centers, which I shared the ones that are online today, and the energy centers, kind of that choreography. Sometimes I bring in the meridians, the pathways, and of course the auric fields lately are totally online. I did 4 messages on Monday, 1 for each day of the week, excluding Friday. I thought I'd pull a card for Friday, on Friday for the weekend. That's kind of how that's happening. But today we do have a reminder, and I kind of moved things up. I'm all over the space, and my internet's been wonky, so it's kind of been that kind of a morning. But the card I pulled for Monday for today is the 2 of Pentacles, which is also the moon. It's duality, protecting our feelings around manifesting on the earth. It's kind of the juggling act of the physical realm and the juggling act of life. Standing on one leg, kind of maybe between 2 realms, balancing the in-between, the dimensions, juggling disorder, chaos, a slight breeze, and down the juggler goes, a little wind on our tail into the abyss, the epitome of abyss. But not to worry, confidence. Confidence is part of doing the perfect dance on that stone. But the 2 of Pentacles, it's the art of balancing, the balancing act, juggling, keeping everything in a state of motion, in fluidity, flexibility, adaptability. We're in direction, change. It's kind of a warning memo, if you will, that we might face with some chaotic change. We might come into the forefront of the forces of adversity, chaotic challenges in our own way, but have a strong spirit, be alert, and just know danger might be lurking around, or it might be just a unexpected breakthrough to the other side. But it's about balance. It's about being cooperative. It's about being flexible, multitasking. Where is your happiness? Where is your creativity? Do you sit? Whatever you're doing, is it in alignment with the divine, with the great spirit? Like if you were to sit at a round table with spirit on the other side, the universal galactic spirit, what would your message be? Are you connected to the divine? Are you in your God spot, sourcing that energy? But it really is about being in balance. The moon's in the opposing sign, which actually is even more flavorful for this card. I didn't realize that on Monday until today when I looked where the moon was and thought that was quite curious. But the ruler of the moon is Cancer, so the duality Capricorn. So those are the 2 opposing forces. That's the duality. That's what I was going with. So it's in the areas of career and home, for example. if you were just to look at a natal chart of the the houses. So multitasking, that's probably not the right thing to do at the moment, and really taking a breath and a pause, get into that peaceful, easy feelings, the waterway of the calm waters, and focus on just 2 items on your to-do list. Remain optimistic, be alert, especially when facing forces of adversity. They might really have a message for you, kind of balancing the coins, financial coins. And maybe you've noticed that your relationships to water has kind of shifted and transformed, or even transcended. You're integrating, you're more fluid, you have this fluid connection with your feelings and your emotions, having this inner wisdom that's very emotional wisdom, sharing it out into the outer world. Often we do feel more vulnerable when this happens, but it's like what's bubbling up, or bubbling up from the surface or from the earth, springing from the earth, the water. But really kind of meditating on, or with, the fluidity of water, reconciling water, the clarity of water, the inner peace of water, being in the flow of water, no restrictions. So what does that look like or appear as? Is it clear? Is it moving? Is it mudding? Is it murky even? Or is it peaceful? So this is kind of an ethereal energy. I like to work on the etheric highway. Our intuition is aligned in a very magical way, along with our heart center, our God spots being illuminated with this resonance with the oneness, divine timing. So ask, and literally you shall receive. So this could be the moment of receivership from the universe. So we have to really be open in order to receive. Myself, I have issues with that, not gonna lie. But I opened up to receive today, and it was awesome because my dad, without asking, paid my cleaning lady, which I appreciate, right? Just being grateful. But it's the receiving. Sometimes it's hard to open up to that. But the order, you want to put your order in so it arrives. It's like ordering something off the internet, whatever you use there. And okay, I think I'm back. Okay, we're waiting a minute. What a dill. I told you I was having internet issues. Wave at me if you can hear me. Stuff is happening. Okay, I'm back online. I'm having internet issues. Welcome to that paradigm this morning, which is great. It's interference, right? It really is about having a moment to reflect and be restful. But the internet, ordering off of the internet, getting the download, that's kind of what that is like, actually. So we're kind of putting in our spiritual order, putting it out into the universe, whatever that looks like. So being aware of the arrival and just taking a moment to write it down, to reflect, even if it's a sign or a message that you receive, the hearing sister, right? So you might be in lightness, like light. You're like light in your step. An air about the quality of what that lightness feels like, and just opening up to the world and the future. More importantly, to the realm of spirit and universal streams. So you may also be open to the in-between, the feelings and the energies that you may be picking up on, and really meditate and feeling into your feelings and ask yourself, is this me or is this them? Where are these sensations even coming from? Is it an angelic being? Is it a fairy being? Is it a Wedame from the realm? So you may experience the element of surprise, which I've been talking about. So when the soul aspect of who you are kind of answers, the magic, the enlightenment, the illumination, the trick is to really believe in what you hear. It's a moment to moment flow where our heart begins to open up like a lotus, a flower budding, as we ultimately begin to accept the element of surprise about our spiritual future, escalating, going up the elevator, a road that we may have been destined to take. So feel into the variety of options, feel into all of these situations. And if you're feeling or sensing childlike wonder, hello, inner excitement, rainbow bliss, the levels there, just know that, rest assured that you are on the right path. That's the divine timing. You really got to feel into it. Feelings are kind of the calibration for this. So you may already have the Soul's Harmonic online for your future, a vision quest of what that looks like for you. Maybe you are over questioning if it's really possible, the subtle energy to the physical realm, the intangible to the tangible. Some people need like a pure definition or a description. You can't put words to the infinite sometimes. But it's not a day to judge the message that you receive. It's a day to accept what our heart truly wishes for on the divine pathway. What does our heart desire the most? Authentically, of course. So allow yourself to dream and dream bigger than ever before, to the magnitude of really cosmic bliss, and allow your intuition to guide you. I myself, I've been asking, where do I belong? Where do I not belong? Am I with the right people? Am I in the right place with those people? Or whatever that may be. So really opening up your chalice, your heart, just like E.T. when his finger lit up, except we're doing our heart space. So our heart, we're going to open it up and feel into what our divine personal timing is and those personal streams, destiny, the destiny that your heart felt belong in. That's what I'm opening up to, and that's kind of the frequency. The universe works that way for me. So options, we've got options. It's our opportunity to follow what lights up our starlight. Anything that isn't lighting us up, throw it back in the water. We're going fishing. So just a few announcements. I really just have a few. If you're interested in being a mystery guest for the Sunday Four Pillars, the Elementals, in my Rising of the Origins, it's a private group I have on Facebook. I might be changing up that community, by the way, but be sure to join. I'm looking into other options for an online community with the platform I use. And my Musing with Tonya podcast. I don't know if you've tuned into Austin Wells, The Ripple Effect of a Jedi Philosophy. Very curious there and pretty insightful. I mean, you could just Google that. Different way of seeing things. I always like to stay curious myself. But you could listen on Apple, Spotify, or just go to my website, tonyad.tv, of course. Very simple. And Mongolia. If your heart's calling you to work with some indigenous technologies, the magic in the mountains, and really connecting to the elemental spirits and the lands, and just really going indigenous to the origins, traveling with some shamans from Mongolia for 14 days, it looks like, and just going to nature, authenticity, the keepers of the wild. So if you're really interested and it's calling for you, that's available in August for a limited amount of people. And I do have the new moon meditation on the highway, just recalibrating our root center, our ego, our actions, our character, creating really sacred space around that and that transformation. That's kind of what's happening. So not too much happening, but kind of a lot happening for us always. Okay, and oops, there it is. Hit the wrong button, but you get the drift. So we have on the elemental highway, actually, you know what? I just did a chart for a lady this morning, and you cannot make the shift up with these elements, but back to today, a yang water monkey of a day, yang water, yang metal. So our day has a resource right below it. Water through condensation produces water, right? Or metal through condensation produces water. So water's being absorbed in the spring, all that would spring, bursting, budding, possibly getting ready to bloom. So we have the energy to produce, create, be in the flow. Creativity is like, woo! I'd say it's on fire. We have no fire. We'll get there. The yang water is rooted in the monkey. It's right below there. And the monkey is actually the birthing phase of water. It creates a water trine. We don't have the other elements, but the fact that it's there tells me this is like fresh, bubbling water. It's a day to utilize our imagination, possibly be more philosophical, going to the depths of our dreams and exploring them with childlike wonder. So there's lots of creativity in our day. It might even be a little bit radical, innovative, something new, unfamiliar. It feels kind of frisky. Definitely creative, putting all that creative energy into action. That's the fire. So really exploring the element of fire. Is it a birthing fire you need? Do you just need a candle? Do you want to light a fire in your hearth in the center of your home and just bring some warmth there? But fire to a yang water day or a person is wealth. So this is producing something that brings wealth when you activate it. It needs to be activated. So fire, again, is wealth for a water day master. Hope that makes sense. And fire also reflects on the ocean, the mirror, spirit to matter, reflecting the divine purpose. So it's like to be an inspirited day today, we might find that inspirited creativity is in the flow, something that you can't stop. You're like, like the choo-choo train. Maybe you get some divine downloads that are utterly otherworldly. You don't need to make sense of it. You just need to flow with it, popping your top possibly. But again, being in the flow, there's no need to self-sabotage, beat down your insights. Really just allowing yourself to be in the flow and freely, openly creative. So what happens is you can see what your big heart comes up with, feeling into your own personal creativity. I almost said cavity. Belonging. Where does your inspirited heart belong? In doing your divine timing and your purpose. Does the creativity belong lighting up your candle or your heartstrings? And just knowing that we are in divine love, comforting ourselves with being more loving to ourselves. It really costs nothing to be more gentle, be more kind or nurturing. But during this transformation of all the things, especially integration, nurturing and loving ourselves first is kind of the first and the foremost, and feeling, what does that feel like, right? It feels different. But I would really affirm on the energy of today, I would affirm that you are in the right place with the right people in the divine timing, like timing of the divine. This Sunday, I do have a mystery guest I'm excited about in the Rising of the Origins Corridor. So if your heart does feel called, I'll see you then, but also I'll see you tomorrow. I'm not sure what time, to be honest. It's all by divine design. So again, thanks for tuning in. And I had a hiccup right in the middle of our show. And I will, of course, see you on the other side. Blessings. Hilarious. You can't make this up.
And we've got so many troubled teens that everyone just throws onto the backboard. I'm sure everyone agree that we just kind of throw our kids to the side if they're troublesome. So being a lightsaber practitioner has a good benefit with helping these kids because it gives them something to do. And that was one thing that stepped up to the board and everything like that. And just how I work with the self betterment of myself and others, it's nice because the students that I have learn from how I am. You know, animal overturns a trash can at the park, I'll start picking up stuff, and most of my students will jump right alongside me. So, and the ideal of better yourself to better those around you, it's really as simple as I do a good task, somebody acknowledges it and wants to do